Hi guys, so I told you I was just gonna dig into my next video. So here it is. And my first video that I am going to make is going to be about how to comfort a friend. Why do I want to talk about this so much? Because I know someone that every time I have taken a problem to them, they have never been able to comfort me, and that is their favorite line. I don't know how to comfort people as much. You're not a little girl. You probably have some issues. You're not a little girl. I'm sure you know how to comfort somebody. We all know the things to say. You might not know the right things to say, but you know what? There are some things that you can say. And at this age, I'm sure you have learned that you have things to say to comfort someone. So anyways, if you don't know, well, here's your help. Some things that you can say to comfort a friend. Okay, if your friend is going through something, it could be death, they could be grieving, they could any problem. Your first thing that you would want to start off with saying is, number one, when they bring the problem to you, how do you feel about it? You really don't have to do too much of talking, because you ask the certain questions, to let them talk. It's not like it's going to take forever to sit down and comfort a person. Number one, you start off with asking, how do you feel about it? And let them vent. You're basically their ear. You're there to bring out what they feel, not to sit down and keep talking to them about it unless they ask you for a talk session. So otherwise, you ask them, how do they feel? Let them talk and just listen and show them that you're listening. Don't do anything else. Just show them that you're listening. Okay? That helps a lot. Number two, you would want to, if they start crying, if you're physically with this person, if they start crying, you would want to come a little closer and give them a hug. It's not that hard. Just lean in and give them a hug. Okay? This is called comforting someone. Okay? If you're not physically with them and you're talking to them like over a phone or in a text, you say things like, I am sorry that you feel this way. I hope that you get better. Is there anything that I can do to help? What's so hard about that? We already know. And then another thing is that when you have a friend, some friends like to, well, put it like this, some friends in quotations, okay? Some friends, they like to say things like, you're not the only one that's going through something. You and everybody else is dealing with something in the world. Does that mean just because you're not the only one that's going through something, does that mean that you're supposed to jump up and say, well, you're right, let me get my stuff together, because I'm not the only person that's going through this. There are other people in the world that's going through things. So I no longer feel like I'm going through anything and everything that was wrong with me. It is all over now. And I feel 100% better, because you just told me that everybody in the world is going through stuff. So why should I be down? I don't even have a problem anymore. So I hate when people tell me that everybody in the world is going through something. Okay, we're not talking about everybody in the world. We're talking about me at the time. You're supposedly the friend. So I hate when people say that. So please don't tell anybody that. If you do, maybe if I tell somebody, well, everybody's going through something, I will get back to what the other person's problem is. It's obvious that everybody's going through something. So I hate when people say that, But yes, you can do that. And then if like days are going by, maybe buy the person a gift or anything, or something, if you are financially able to, because it's not all about money, to make people feel better, because it's not always going to make people feel better. But maybe send them some flowers, buy them a gift if you can afford it. If you can't, you can make them a personal card, on your hands. Things that you make, I don't know about anybody else, but things that you make are always more heartwarming than just something that you have to go in the store and buy, because that person, you feel good about it, because you think to yourself, that person actually took time to make me something, So I get excited about stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, basically, because I'm tired of hearing people say things. Well, certain people, why don't you just, if that's your friend and they're going to do something, just dig deep in and just try to help them. It's millions of things that you can say. And if you don't, just say, I don't even really know what to say. So I'm going to let you talk, and I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm not going to mention not one thing about myself while you're talking. And then after you finish, if you feel like it, then we can move on and talk about something else. Okay? So one rule is never, if your friend is going through something, don't ever let them talk a little bit. And in between, they're not even finished, done yet. And you are already talking about yourself. Two, you have to hear each other out. So let one person talk, and then after you come to a conclusion, or, that's the end, you move on and let the other person say how they feel. That is how communication works, guys. One at a time. Let's deal with one person's problem at a time. We're both here for each other, so let's deal with one person's problem at a time, and then we'll get to the other person. And sometimes I just don't see how and why that is so hard. Because when people come to me with a problem, I sit there and I listen. I might interrupt you from time to time because I'm trying to get your problem straight so I can help you more better, but what do you say? What do you say? You can't stop some people. But that is what I wanted to rant and talk about today, because I'm just tired of it. There's something you can say to comfort people. It doesn't even have to be a little bit, for God's sake. You don't act like there's nothing to say, because there is something for you to say. Even if you say, how are you feeling? You already know how they're feeling. Even if you try to say it, how are you feeling? Can I do something to help? How can I make you feel better? A gift. I'm really sorry that you feel this way. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should try that. And if you need to go and try this, would you like for me to go with you? Do you need me to talk to you and text you if I can't be there physically? I mean, those are the simple things. So if you don't know what to say, try the simple methods. Okay? I guarantee you'll be trying to help someone feel better. Alright, so this video is already so long, so I guess that's going to be all for my first video. And I will be back with more thoughts and opinions.